Are we live? Okay. Hello. I think we're live on r/UNC Esports. This has been a fun prod setup. Hello
Yeah.
everybody. Master Swood, joined by Mist as always, here to commentate some UNC OW White, some playoff Overwatch. Should hopefully be a good game. We are actually waiting to get in lobby at the moment. I believe the match has already started. So we are presumably talking as a game of probably Lijiang Tower
I don't think they're
unfolds.
quite in yet from
Oh,
what
are
I'm
they not?
seeing on the monitor right now. I don't think they're in.
Okay, so they're late
So
along with us, so that's
so
good.
we will get the beginning of the action thankfully. But what are you looking to see tonight, Sam?
So for one, we just had a balance patch hit. It's part of the
Yeah.
reason why we are a bit late here on the prod side of things. Big update coming through, and as part of that balance patch, we've had some changes to Mercy, some changes to Brig. So as a support player, that's what I'm always looking for. Brig with a cool new ultimate rework, getting
Cool.
stun back. Yeah. Well, as a support player, I enjoy Brig
Mm.
getting her stun back while she has her ultimate, and also basically having a Reinhardt shield. So a fun innovation, if you will. And that's kind of what I'm looking for, some of
Yeah.
that support gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely call it fun.
I can,
Yeah,
yes.
you can. I don't know about me calling it fun, but yeah, I'd say it could be a pretty good time. We don't really see much Brig come out from UNC White so far
No.
this season. So I guess the question becomes: do you think we see an adaptation? Do we think UNC White stays with what works? And which do you think is the better idea?
If I had to guess, they will probably not be playing with Brig tonight. I don't think
Mm,
either Psychic or Jiff really has that in their like comfort pick area. And I
right.
think when you get down to the playoff Overwatch and some of these really close competitive games, you kind of just start relying on what you know you are good at. And what we
Yeah.
know UNC White is good at is a lot of Pharah poke stuff, a lot of Junkrat poke
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
So I think that is where they will opt. Probably Jiff see him on the Ana and the Zenyatta. Probably see Psychic on the Mercy, Kiriko, etc., etc.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've been seeing, like you said, a lot of the Farapo. I mean, you listed Coralligator's wheelhouse there. I think,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all built around Coralligator.
yeah, I think you could definitely say that. I think the comps kind of follow his inclinations a little bit,
Hmm.
where they're built sometimes to synergize with him. I think there are times where comps can be built, especially as he falls back onto maybe like the Reaper, where he
Hmm.
fades, not in impact, but maybe in overall flashiness or the
Yeah,
comp being
sure.
built around him, and maybe focus starts to shift to just the broader dive of the Winston, the Genji,
Hmm.
of Shriek can kind of really come into play. Um,
Yep, Spasmatism's Genji is always a treat to watch. Got to see him on the
Definitely.
Genji a couple weeks ago. Got to see him on the Soldier 76. Some other hit scan looks as well, I believe. Some Reaper, I believe some Cassidy as well. So it's
Hmm.
always fun to watch these DPS. So, we have to address the elephant in the room that I'm very excited about personally.
Yeah,
There's a new hero in Overwatch.
there is.
That's the good news. The not so good news, if you like new heroes, is that they are not eligible for this match. So,
No.
for those of you who are already members of r/Lifelever mains like myself, you will go home disappointed tonight. Lifelever is not eligible to be played. But I think Lifeweaver looks like an incredibly fun hero and somebody I'm really excited to get my hands on. I've played about
Yeah.
about 4 games of Bob and Weave on him so far, but
I haven't gotten to touch him at all yet, so you know more than me.
yes.
But he does look extremely interesting. I think we'll talk a lot more about him in the next match
Mhm.
if UNC White can get the win tonight. They would move on to their divisional finals,
Mhm.
which would be the conclusion of their season. And I believe, don't quote me, but I believe Lifeweaver would be legal for that game.
Please quote him on that.
Don't quote me. But I would think that Lifeweaver would be eligible for that game. So in that scenario, we'll talk a lot more about him. I think UNC supports generally are expressing enjoyment of him. I think from what I've seen, I haven't seen a ton yet.
I'm enjoying him
Yeah,
in the brief
this one
moments
is
I've
enjoying him,
gotten.
but you're not playing in that match, so
This is true. This is true.
we'll have to talk to the supports on Overwatch White.
That's
But
true. Well, we've
yeah,
talked a bit about the sports. We've talked a bit about the DPS, and so that leaves the tanks.
it does.
Both Sean and El Fuego here, present tonight, ready to
Mm.
kick some butt for UNC White. Tell me about Sean. I know you've continuously worked with Sean. What are you expecting to see from him?
Yeah, I think.
Ooh, we're lighting up.
Yeah, we're big lighting setup change.
Yeah,
I think what we're looking to see from Sean tonight. Sean has a lot of good things going on. I think we can definitely both agree with that.
for sure.
Make some great plays. Make some great plays on Ryan, Winston, Ramatra. Pretty flexible player.
Hmm.
I think what we're gonna see tonight that maybe like we talked about last cast is the proactivity
Sure.
in making plays, especially with the ultimate.
Hmm.
Even an ult that isn't necessarily seen as impactful, like the like Primal Rage on Winston, can actually really turn fights. And in just keeping the tank alive.
Yeah.
So I think we saw a couple times a couple weeks ago that Sean would either die with his ult or
Hold
maybe
it for a
just
long time.
hold it for multiple fights. So I think this week, I think he's definitely taken stock of that, and I think this week we're gonna see maybe some changes to the gameplay style.
Hmm. Yeah. Also have El Fuego around for this game. He's our horse extraordinaire for sure, and supplementary tank
Horsing
player.
around.
Very fun to watch. Very aggressive player. So it should be fun to watch some of that tank gameplay from whoever we end up seeing. Um, we did have an extensive VOD review of the last match. At least a couple of the maps on the last match.
Yeah.
With the white team. Kim, do you want to try to talk us through a bit of what we saw
Oh
in the
man.
VOD review? Yeah, or just take one point. You know,
Yeah.
we were very nitpicky. We annoyed the crap out of everybody on the team. It was very fun.
I think one thing that was hit on that I think kind of speaks to just how deep of a game Overwatch can be sometimes is how different you play when you're on different comps, when you're on different team structures, because there were a couple of instances where people would kind of be on different wavelengths of like wanting to run at everybody, for example, which would be totally fine if you were playing a Reinhardt rushdown comp where
Right.
you were all playing together. But in dive, you don't really have your supports trekking with you like you would on Bap Lucio.
Yeah.
Your supports are hanging farther back, so LOS becomes a big concern as you kind of go behind a wall. Your Ana can't heal you anymore. Where
Mhm.
if your BAP is running with you with Ryan, then you can. So not just the characters that you swap to, but the actual style of how you play and what you think about has to change a lot based on the picks that you're on. Did you have anything you wanted to highlight from that session?
Well, one thing I know is that I'll be curious to see if we end up getting on to push tonight. Obviously, the fourth in the order of map types. But we talked a lot about the spirally nature of push and how fights that happen very early affect things that happen later.
Yeah.
We also talked about how I think one, if you had to, uh, ascribe one bad habit to this team, it's letting things kind of fall off the rails and like spiral at certain points.
Mm-hmm.
And how we kind of saw a little bit of that in their push map last week. But we also talked about how that can be countered and, how to deal with, say, somebody getting picked early in a fight or an overinvestment of ults and, like, what do you have to do, how proactive you have to be thinking about this on push. So that's something that I found pretty interesting. If I had to bet, which I'm not a betting man, but if I were, I'm guessing that
Not yet.
somebody on one of the teams didn't update their game, and it's like a 20 gigabyte update.
It
Can we
definitely.
see how many people are in the lobby?
It looks like there's 9.
There's 9 in the lobby, which means we're waiting on
1.
1.
Should we get our incredible production staff to to fill in for the missing player?
Yeah, if I had to guess, this is a classic. Oh, we're playing tonight. Oh, this update is 20 gigabytes. Moment.
Yeah, it does appear that that's might be what's happening.
Yeah,
Maybe not.
it's great for us because it means that we weren't actually late.
No, we were.
We have confirmation from Jif, everybody's favorite flex support, that apparently somebody hasn't updated the game.
It is. Okay, the people here are El Fuego, Coralligator, Sean, and Chip.
Okay, so
Who's the problem?
El Fuego, so I've been told that El Fuego, Coralligator, Sean, and Jif are all in lobby. So that means we're waiting on Psychic and Spasmodism.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah,
Two,
good times.
Two campus internet friends.
Welcome to the wonderful world of Edgerone, my friend.
enjoying their time updating the game.
Mhm. So how do you want to feel this time? What are you feeling? Like you want to? Should we?
Oh man,
We could bring out like
we can talk
the
about anything.
classic. Oh man, what was it? What stage? Like Owl season 2 pause, where they ended up just like shooting bows and arrows or something. Is this does
I-
this sound right?
I
Do you
don't
know
even
what I'm talking
remember
about?
this.
It's like a fuel
Um,
game, a Dallas fuel game.
I don't even remember
I-
this happening.
I might be
but
making it up.
Yeah, I
Wasn't
mean,
Bren there? I don't.
probably. I mean, those
This will
guys,
sound like gibberish to
those
anybody
guys
who
are
doesn't.
professionals over there.
Oh, yeah.
So they can definitely, they fill time very professionally. They don't engage in any antics or anything like that.
No tomfoolery,
No,
no
they're
chicanery.
very buttoned up production
Yep.
over at Overwatch League and here. Very official.
It's true. It's true. I might have worn the same shirt last time. I'm not gonna lie.
I could see you doing that.
Yeah, because it's all about continuity.
Yeah,
You know?
it's like the last broadcast never ended,
Yeah, exactly.
and now
I haven't washed this shirt in 2 weeks. I've worn it 4 times.
we've been at this desk for 2 weeks.
Please help. I've been blinking in Morse code this whole time. Like I don't. Nobody came.
Production won't let us leave.
No.
I haven't even been able to take the headset off.
No. Yeah.
My ears are dying.
Our production guy is off camera confirming this. He's also holding a knife. Please help.
The door's been locked. Double lock, actually. We can't get out. Sam escaped once for a minute,
I did.
but he was.
I chewed through the lock with my teeth.
He was restrained, and now we're back.
Yeah.
So.
Much like Lifeweaver can pull you back with his new ability, Life Grip.
I guess we could talk about Lifeweaver.
I mean, I'd like to.
Go for it.
All
so
right.
What do you think Lifeweaver's competitive impact will be?
Well, so I've been seeing. Oh, there we go. We're back. Hello. I've been seeing. Oh, our prod likes to show our home screen. Our prod says ignore him. All right, perfect. So Lifeweaver is the newest support hero to Overwatch 2. He is probably what will be categorized in competitive play as a main support. Much less focused on intensive aim requirements and much more focused on like positioning and bailing out your teammates in this case with this fantastic new ability. Something I'm really excited about. So his abilities are, he has a heal, he has his damage, but he, as I mentioned, he has life grip ability, which I think is really cool. It can just, drag your teammate back if they're feeding. If Mist here is your Reinhardt and he's charging in, I can just be like, nope, you're coming back. I want you to stay alive, and then he can thank me until he dies about 3 seconds later because you don't have enough healing to keep him up because Lifeweaver's healing is mediocre. Other than that, he has this pedal platform, which is a cool ability that can allow him to take high ground. Which I think is pretty neat. Allow teammates to take high ground. Can also force enemies upward. So if you have, say, an ulting Orisa that's just kind of standing there, you throw a little pedal down, and all of a sudden that ulting Orisa is in the sky and now can no longer hurt you.
Yeah, I think you didn't mention the dash.
No, I didn't.
Which is a pretty basic looking ability, but does give Lifeweaver a burst of healing.
A whole 25 HP.
Yeah, a whole 25 HP, which
Pretty solid.
can change things. Combined with the mobility,
Mhm.
and then the ultimate, which is the tree.
It is a tree.
Large tree.
Yes.
A
I
tree
also
that
didn't
can block
mention his
chokes.
passive, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
Drops a mega health pack when
Yes.
it dies.
it's a take.
Yeah.
Lifeweaver's ult is a big tree called Tree of Life, I believe.
It is, yeah.
It gives a 150 HP burst of healing and then a 50 HP burst of healing every 1.75 seconds, I think, something like that. So it's kind of like a bit of a burst and then just an ult that can keep you healed up throughout the fight, allow you to do damage instead of worrying about holding that long charging heal button. I've been
Yeah.
sold the healing twice now. You know it's serious at that point.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at a hero like Lucio or like Brig.
Oh, like Lucio. Yes.
Yes. Where the healing's not really the primary
Exactly.
thing. I mean, you don't play Lucio for the heals.
No, you do not.
play,
I can.
if you want maximum healing, Lucio's not your friend. But
No.
what you get in return for kind of exchanging out all that healing is a lot of utility.
Yep.
And that seems to be a lot of what Lifeweaver brings. A lot of non-healing abilities that still let him carry fights without doing damage. So that's kind of where we'd get into the utility camp, like Briggs. Briggs Flail, for example,
Yep.
does a little bit of damage, but its main use would be booping people into
Knockback.
yeah, knocking people back, nullifying dive, and protecting your team. So that's the utility component, and that's kind of like why Lifeweaver's been kind of put in that camp a little bit with Brig, with Lucio, with Mercy, because even with Mercy, you're mainly playing her probably for
Damage boost.
and res, which neither of which are healing. So you're kind of playing
Potent observation, yes.
playing for that utility, playing for that kind of somewhat indirect impact. You're not killing 4 people,
Yep.
but you're impacting the game in ways that maybe don't show up quite as much on the stat sheet. Would you agree?
No, I definitely would. I think that's the life of a support player in general, but especially a main
At
support
least the
player.
main support.
Yeah, especially a main support player where, you might have had the game-winning boop that won your team the game, but the chances that anybody else saw it or knew what you just did is about 10% at the most
Yeah.
generous.
If it's a boop off the map,
If it's a boop off the map, yeah, then
but
you're good. If
the
you just
little
boop somebody into your
micro position
team
boop,
and just won them the fight because of that, no one's gonna see that. No, it's a thankless
I
job.
see it. I compliment you,
Oh,
right?
thank you so much.
Yeah, I think so. I think I compliment you.
We have
enough.
such great rapport. This is why we fill time next.
This is how we fill time for 15 plus minutes.
What time? I'm going to see.
It's
This is gonna be
7:25
unprofessional here. I'm going to pull out the phone, and I'm also going to look at the Discord.
16 minutes and 42 seconds.
Damn, we've been filling out time for 17
Did you get a
minutes?
chance to see the Discord?
I did. They haven't said anything.
They have not
They're all
said
just chilling and
anything.
call.
Oh wait,
Oh,
is somebody there?
hello.
Oh, we
Oh,
might be
we
entering
almost
game.
we might have a.
Oh, this
Okay.
is big.
You have one guess as to what map we're playing.
We're
Only one guess. It should be obvious.
I mean, this is an NA match of Overwatch, so
I
I mean, I
mean-
think you know what it is.
Well, based off the start of this match, it's definitely an NA match of Overwatch, and it's going to be, of course, Lijiang Tower.
Oh, of course.
We haven't even talked about who the opponent is. Not that we know that much about them, but
West Texas A&M University. So I believe UNC Overwatch White has played this team once before, and I believe they lost in narrow fashion.
yep, a 3-2.
If memory serves, it was a 3-2. So this could be a really, really banger game here, potentially, against this team. But the flip side of that is, if you remember 2 weeks ago, a very close game for UNC White. West Texas A&M beat that team in much more convincing fashion, 3-0. So, you know,
Here we go.
a lot of things can happen here, and we are already seeing Brig.
Yep. Unsurprisingly, we are seeing the newly buffed hero. Going to be playing back in this bridge position here on Lijiang Garden. And we're going to see a ball comp come out from West Texas A&M. So that's a interesting look, a pretty powerful look on this type of map. Going to be looking to disrupt in the back line.
Yeah, this is it's a very strong look for West Texas A&M. The DPS has been interesting, though. No real like follow-up for ball dive. If they're going to actually be able to blow up these kills is my question.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Carnage will do just that.
We have the Arista here trying to take the space, throwing around with the Reaper, but gonna get melted is El Fuego there. This is going to be a pretty quick fight between four with Texas A&M. Don't suffer any casualties here.
Yeah, no deaths for West Texas A&M, and kind of already coming out on what may be this new meta. Brig being just... We don't really know exactly how big she'll be as a meta force in Season 4 with this new ultimate. So far, I mean, it's been same old Brig. No real changes. Slight nerf to her healing, to her range actually on her packs. But we might see, we'll see it when, when 50% when Carnage gets the rally. If you don't know what's happened with Brig, oh, just get ready.
Yeah, it will be a fun experience. In the meantime, El Fuego, trademark aggression, going to be going in. And it's just melted by Discord orb. Oh my goodness, what a powerful ability. There is going to be a trade here. And that's, is it Sean on Ana? I just realized
That is Sean on Ana.
I just realized that's Sean on Ana.
Well, I think that would be because I believe one for UNC Psychic is still updating their game most likely.
Yeah.
So
Biotic healing ready for you.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
so that does seem to be the case.
they will
So
be arriving at some point.
Yes, it is a bit of improvisation, I guess.
An improvised,
Improvised
team comp
team.
here.
That
I mean, Sean is a strong support player, yeah, in
Yep.
addition to being a tank player. Alligator gets a nice headshot.
yeah, that's a big pick here. Helps finish off by the Jib. Oh, but there's a quick trade. Down goes Sean.
Yeah, big response.
And will that boot
And
find
that's
anybody?
a
It
boost.
finds. Yep. There's a couple people going straight off the map. And this one's looking pretty good here for West Texas A&M University. Already kicking up to 9%. I'm not sure anyone on UNC is actually going to be able to touch here. No last minute swaps, so I don't
Yeah.
see how anyone gets to the point. Fuego's going to be trying to use his abilities, trying to get in. And we have an ult popped by Alligator.
There
and
it is.
there's the big oh, but a nice nano applied at just the right time will help take down the ulting Reaper. Still, Alligator trying to find some kills, does finish off the rallying Brig. But Transcendences are popped, dueling. It looks like UNC does have a foot in this fight, and with help, the help of the Transcendence clearing the mines and finally a kill collected, UNC does flip the point here. They are going to have control, but it is at the cost of 99 points versus ticking up to 10.
Oh, well. We got a glimpse of that new Brig.
Yeah,
and
for a moment.
that is scary when it's in your face like that. That's a Reinhardt shield, essentially. Does not actually win its first fight here tonight. We will very likely be seeing more of that pick from West Texas A&M. Icarus kind of going behind here, looking for roll-throughs.
Yeah, gets stunned. Good javelin there by El Fuego.
Falls very low, does
And they
die.
do finish the kill. Nice job by Spasmatism finding that angle there. That was just great work from the whole of UNC. Everybody getting in on that kill. I believe a Discord orb was applied, an anti-nade, and a spear from El Fuego.
Yeah, UNC kind of just buying themselves more time. I mean, they used a lot of ults and they flipped at 99, so a pick like that is huge. I mean, UNC already up to half, but Spasmatism dies.
I think he got booped off the
Might
map
have
by
gotten
the
booped by the
Brigida.
Brig.
El Fuego's trying to punish this Brigida for this aggression here, but some kill's going to come through.
That is a-
El Fuego popping that ult is going to help confirm one kill, but it's getting chunked down with the help of Discord Orb. But the point flips in the meantime, and nobody at UNC has legs to stand on. Alligator is going to fall next, and there it is. West Texas A&M University takes Garden here on Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, this is tricky. The Orisa, much more of a static pick than the ball for West Texas, and for and with the Brig for West Texas A&M instead of Diana, definitely provides maybe more protection for that Zen in the back line from any threat that would really pester him out. And UNC kind of going for a look they know well here with the Pharmacy. Sean on Mercy. Well, maybe
Perhaps
not, actually.
not. Could be a Alligator Junkrat moment coming out here on Night Market. And I wouldn't be too surprised to see it. Alligator, of course, loves this map, loves this point for Junkrat as well. I think it's a pretty well-known Junkrat point.
I think it's really going to be about first control here, because I think if West Texas A&M is able to get first control at this point, it's going to be so difficult for an Orisa comp like UNC to actually push onto it at all.
Yep, UNC knows this. It looks like they're trying to get a foot on the point.
Yeah,
here.
I like this pathing.
Still, El Fuego is just, you know, on this Orisa can take a lot of damage very quickly, especially with the Discord Orb, which is now been applied
that's
onto
a
him.
boop, I
And
believe.
that's another boop. That's another 2K boop. That's gonna be one fight.
Ball on Lijiang Tower. It's a classic.
Yep, gotta be cautious of your positioning here if you're gonna go around the outside.
You can't just stand there.
Yeah.
Because Wrecking Ball will destroy you. I really want to see UNC. I mean, there's a lot of damage here for UNC White.
And
Alligator gets
here.
picked long range by the Hanzo on side of West Texas. But what I really want to see from UNC here is maybe using some of the CC they have and find the Discord Orb to actually really force out Icarus on this ball.
Yep, they do force him back for a
Icarus
moment.
kind of having free reign right now.
Yeah.
As El Fuego gets the tank into Discord Orb experience throughout this map, where he just melts for existing.
Yep, Dragon's gonna be popped, and down goes
That's
Brigida
big.
here on WT. Still, El Fuego is just gonna get melted, but in the meantime, his team is picking up kills. He soaked up all that damage like a sponge, and there was none left for the rest of the players of UNC White.
2 HP.
With 2 HP, Icarus didn't fly too close to the sun this time. The exact right amount.
I was waiting for that one. For
I
you.
mean, you knew it was coming.
But UNC gets a flip here much earlier than they did in the last map. So that gives them a lot more flexibility here that now they can, and they didn't use any ults.
Yeah.
So now they can kind of
Corralgator's going to pop his ult, and he does find the first kill of the fight. Meanwhile, WT tapped to the right side, tapped coast. And so there's going to be a good opportunity for some spam. Nice job from Coralgator there. And I'm not sure how the Brigade fell off the map, but nonetheless she did. Coralgator cleaned up the fight, has found every kill except the SD.
Really just pestering. Really just being that annoying Junkrat player, pestering out members of West Texas A&M, going for picks, going for big plays. And UNC White, that might have been a fat finger on mines there.
We saw one last week from Sean, or 2 weeks ago, I should say. And
yeah.
Spasmatism is going to have the Dukes
gets
there.
that one back. Really sending it here is Icarus.
I believe Alflega just stops him with his Fortify ability. There's going to be a window pop as well as a Transcendence, but Coralgator can burn through that.
Oh, she is
shooting through a window. UNC has a really good crossfire here, able to get both sides, the coast and the main with their team.
Ooh.
And Coralgator is just cleaning up the kills, doing what he does on Junkrat.
10-player kill streak for him as Icarus goes over to Reinhardt, which means we're probably going to see swaps to West Texas A&M's support line. It's still may be really tough to play Ryan into. UNC White is just going to sit on that point and just do a ton of damage with Junkrat, with Baptiste, with Zen.
Yeah, Coralgator got another
and
tire.
There's another
here.
tire. Doesn't find.
I believe the lamp stops anybody from dying there. Still, a couple.
Oh, maybe a little ambitious there.
Yeah, big pick here. Coralgator will
feeling himself a little bit.
A dragon goes out. El Fuego has nowhere to run. He'll just fight through it. He wants to pop his ult here as WT comes in.
Is it worth it though?
Yeah, I'm not sure it will be. Still,
Can
somebody
he
has to
come off?
touch. There we go. We do have a touch from the Baptiste here. It's going to be a no investment here from UNC on their last leg. Almost able to get the C9, but not quite.
That might have been a missed opportunity for UNC White. That might have been C9able with the Orisa ult. Maybe pushing them off point and then ulting them to kind of pull them into the center towards Orisa. Maybe have kept them off point. That was a lot closer. I didn't think that was going to happen though, so I don't think I would have done that either. But
yeah, that was a tight window there.
That was an opportunity, maybe. And now UNC White faces the daunting task of pushing into West Texas on this point.
Yeah, with the Reaper ult and a BAP window. UNC might need to pop their ult pretty aggressively. BAP window comes out, does not find anything, and Spasmatism is found to kill in the meantime, but El Fuego goes down on the side of UNC. Spasmatism finds another kill, and a couple of ults popped here for WT. Both sides trying to find some sort of advantage here. It's still anybody's fight. We're at 95%. Spasmatism has collected another kill. Alligator's going to help clutch as well. It's the DPS here from UNC along with the Transcendence from Jiff.
Oh my god!
Everything is thrown in. The kitchen sink is somewhere in there as well. And I think UNC is going to be able to claim Night Market.
Wow, these are big plays coming out from UNC White's DPS.
Touch?
No touch.
I think the spear connects from El Fuego to deny any sort of last chance.
Yeah, no touch from West Texas, and UNC takes a very close map off of some really clutch DPS play from Spasmatism, getting that first pick on the BAP and killing Rhine, and killing Icarus on the Rhine.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Coralgator ended up where he was, but
it
looked like him and Spasmatism had some sort of crossfire going on. They had all the angles covered, able to pick off the players one by one. Spasmatism eventually gets his ult, which helps finish everything off, along with Jiff popping Transcendence to make sure there's
nothing Reinhardt hates more than that crossfire, because he can only shield one way. He's pretty vulnerable to sides that he's not shielding, or if he's not like actively in a rush. If he's just kind of sitting there, he's very vulnerable to be poked down from the side that he can't shield.
Well, speaking of in a rush, we have a Lucio on.
Lucio BAP. Not really surprising.
Yep.
Lucio has seen quite a bit of play. I'm curious about this Ashe pick on this map. It's a little, I think it can work. It's a little interesting. The same way.
It's unconventional. Spasmatism being chased down. That's going to be the Nemesis form used here by this Ramacho, but no kill is found out of it just yet. Still, Sean's going to pop his window here, but the first kill goes the way of Jiff. El Fuego trying to finish off the Reaper, does force Wraith form, and maybe we'll head his way up to the point where this Ashe is standing pretty ready to die if you're Coralgator. Absolutely finishing it off, and UNC is going to be able to collect the first capture here on Control Center.
It's Jiff there opening that up for UNC White, because what we saw there was West Texas A&M took a lot of space early, which is generally good, but then if you get picked, you don't really have anywhere to run. So UNC was able to kind of push in off that pick from Jiff and really just kind of take that fight completely. We saw the Ash for West Texas getting caught out there, although it's Jiff taking back the favor
Somehow
now.
Jiff falls. Crowlgator's trying to find somebody over here. It looks like he's shooting at a ghost at the moment because he can't find any hit markers. We'll just have to retreat, and UNC's going to lose point with about 33% on. Will Crowlgator get out? It looks like he will. He does.
Yeah, he does. So UNC gets a 32% take for West Texas. A&M is able to get the flip. They are no ults come out for West Texas to get that flip.
I think I know what I'm about to see here.
Oh.
Crowlgator has a favorite tire spot here.
This is vintage.
And it looks like he's headed up there. The rest of his team's probably popping
You know
up.
this if you've ever, even if you've ever played against Junkrat.
I believe that gets the beat force, but Crowlgator's just going to wait it out. Has a few seconds left on this tire. Hasn't come down just yet, and will pop it. Doesn't find any kills though. So a trade here, and nobody's dead yet except for now somebody is. Jiff's getting the opening pick yet again. With the help of the window, both support ults used here for UNC, but it's going to be enough to help flip the point, and they will be able to start ticking up some more percentage.
What's interesting is West Texas also used both support ults.
Yep.
So it was a 3 ult versus 2 ult fight where UNC used 1 more ult and was able to come out on top of it. West Texas saves their Ramatra ult. Not as potent as it once was on Ramatra's release, but still really, really powerful.
Yeah, very strong.
Especially when you speed it in with Lucio. So I think for UNC, you don't really have a great answer to
Oh,
that
a big pick from Crowlgator.
Well, doing that will help.
That's absolutely massive. Still, it's traded out. Crowlgator will fall, perhaps getting a bit greedy. I'm looking for El Fuego to try to pop this ult, and he punishes the Ramatra, who dies quickly after popping his ult. El Fuego finds 2 now, looking for a spear to help finish off these supports. And the Reaper as well, chasing down. Don't think they're going to be able to secure any more kills, but absolutely massive by El Fuego, finding the Ramatra who had just popped ult, then popping his own ult.
Yeah, and that's a 1-for-1 fight for UNC. Where they actually come out on top. An even ult fight where you win is always a really nice feeling.
Yeah,
as Icarus swaps over to D.Va,
Quick
sync of the
rotation.
Crowlgator Junkrat, most likely.
Yeah, quick rotation here into the dark room. Now going into the light room. Oh, and they're trying to find Smash who has his ult. He's going to pop it. Hasn't found a kill yet, but Crowlgator has.
Carnage down.
Kills mostly going the way of UNC, but a high noon from the top ropes is going to find Spasmodism, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Crowlgator's tire is not long for this world. It'll fall pretty quickly, and he's on this sliver of HP, but he's going to live so far. It looks like UNC might be able to win this fight. Trying to find the D.Va here, this last bastion here on the point. Not a bastion, but a D.Va, in fact.
The figurative bastion.
The figurative bastion. Irregardless, still now just a Tracer here, trying to stall out on this point. Discord orb applies, and Crowlgator says, I'll mind you here. Lucio now coming in from the top ropes, trying to get the touch, but it's not going to matter. UNC cleaning up on Control Center, and after losing on Garden, they're able to bring it all the way back to have a little mini reverse sweep on Lijiang Tower. UNC up 1-0 against WT.
I'm not gonna lie, Swood, I was a little worried on Gardens, and then when I saw this, I mean, that's a little scary to start off on that, but credit to UNC for being able to turn that around. I mean, maybe a couple panic swaps coming out for WT&M. There, where they
swapped to the Reinhardt.
They swapped to the Reinhardt on Garden or on Night Market, sorry, and then they swapped to the D.Va off their Ramatra on Control Center. So maybe just some indecisiveness. UNC kind of sticking with a pretty similar look the entire time.
Yeah. I think a big adaptation there was actually Sean swapping to the Batiste. I think that helped keep El Fuego up a bit more through the fights. And also, Batiste himself is just a bit more survivable than Ana is most of the time.
Yeah.
Along with, I think once UNC was able to get Icarus off of that ball, I think they were able to, they had him right where they wanted him. Playing against the ball, they looked a bit disoriented. They weren't exactly sure. But once they started applying enough pressure that Icarus ended up swapping, I think they just looked a lot more comfortable. Didn't seem that as effective on the Ramatra and the D.Va on Control Center. And UNC was able to capitalize.
Yeah, I think UNC really played their game, and maybe shaking off some rust, some nerves on Gardens, where it kind of just snowballed out of their control. A few rough fights there that kind of built up an ult advantage for WT. was able to really get their mojo back.
Yeah.
Was able to make some huge plays. I think we saw humongous plays come out from the DPS,
Yep.
as well as Jif.
Yeah, both of those, all the
On
DPS
Zen
and Jif.
essentially is a DPS.
Yes. Yeah.
So UNC's 3 DPS players. I mean, we can also talk. Jif's DPS rank is very high.
Yeah.
Just as, if not even higher than his support rank. So he's very used to doing damage.
Yes, he's very good at it. Found some opening picks on Control Center.
Definitely.
I think at different moments, Spasmatism, Corral Gators, Jif all found these opening picks that were pretty monumental. And, Sean and El Fuego were there just to help clean everything up. El Fuego, again, had a big moment on Control Center where he kind of tank diffed Icarus there for a moment in the white room on the stairs. Maybe a panic ult coming out when you're so low on Ramatra. And
yeah, I think at the beginning of that fight we saw a trade come out.
Yep.
But unfortunately for Icarus, it was a trade, a Junkrat for UNC for a Baptiste for WT. So the sustain just not really there anymore.
Yeah, if you're Corral
after that
Gator, you
pick.
take that trade 10 times out of 10.
Oh yeah, you
And
are
twice on
very
Sundays.
very happy. Sometimes going 1-for-1, just trading out, is worth it, especially if you're a DPS trading for a support and really the main source of sustain for WT. You take that any day of the week. And I think WT maybe a little bit of panic, tried to fight that.
Yep.
Maybe thought the Ramatra ult could turn that fight, but just the Discord orb it just melts. Like
Yeah,
it's
I
just
think
brutal.
I think the big fight in there was UNC's first recap on Control Center, where Corral Gator Tire didn't find anything, but he did get the beat out, and Window was also used for WT, and it kind of, I think the beat was used probably a bit early. Didn't look like it got so much value. It kind of looked like WT was not really like fully engaged with the fight by the time that came out.
Yeah,
It was hard to tell from my POV because we were specking the tire chilling by Corral Gator.
as we should be.
Yes, as always, one should do.
Absolutely.
But I think UNC was able to take kind of like space after that, able to pop a window
Yeah.
and find a couple kills.
I mean, even though that tire doesn't find anyone, I mean, just getting the beat out is
It's
massive value.
I almost never beat a tire when I'm on Lucio, just because it's extremely risky. Because
There's a lot of ways for it to go wrong.
if you do it too early, you don't get any value out of the beat probably. If you do it too late, you probably lost your beat mid cast because the tire
Yeah.
came in. So you really are kind of playing with fire by casting a beat when you're trying to counteract a Junkrat tire.
Yeah,
I'm going to assume we're going to see Kings Row.
we are. From my vantage point, I can see that
Yep,
we are
we
going
can
to
see
Kings,
Row on the monitor.
as well as returning to the lineup. Our other favorite support, Psychic themselves, coming in. Game finally updated, presumably.
Yeah. Psychic is playing on Edgerome Internet. This is a sponsored post. People who like this also liked. No. They probably also like to watch Kings Row because this is NA Overwatch if I've ever seen it.
Everyone likes Kings Row. I mean, it's Kings Row. I mean, it's the map. It's the map. Like it's the map that you play in NA matches and scrims.
Now,
second
just to
every
clarify
time.
here, Miss, is this the map?
This is the map.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we
I'm
have
going
that
for it.
settled.
You can call me Dora if you want to, but I think this is the map. I really do.
Oh my god.
So
Well, as we explore
moving on.
Kings Row,
we're looking at two very different comps for between these two schools here. We're seeing the Rhine, the freshly nerfed Rhine actually, from
Yes.
West Texas A&M. Rhine losing a little bit of his durability. He's lost 50 armor, gained 25 normal HP. So a decent nerf to his sustain. Well, not his sustain as much as just his general durability.
now if for some reason you never watch UNC Overwatch and you're thinking, why is there a Junkrat on attack? Just give it about a minute.
Yeah, you can generally. I mean, I think if anyone was here for Lee Chong, you know why.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we figured it out. I think everyone's pretty well
Corral Gator
initiated
taking
in
a
the
big
Church of
flank here.
Corral Gator.
Poking through Hotel looking for some good damage, and he's going to be able to find some 40% to his ult. Going to get healed up by his supports, but Spezza to smell the Bastion here is actually going to be the first casualty taken down by this Ashe. So nothing going here for UNC just yet. A big ice wall, and despite the fact that this Rhine falls as low as 26 HP, it looks like he's going to be able to survive through the punches of Sean. And UNC will have to disengage.
Yeah, I wonder about support line on offense here, because part of the big gain of playing Lucio,
For this Lucio.
Sean can't quite find it. Does find
get
it
it
in
out.
the end.
Big re-engage. I think that Lucio got a bit too greedy, and now Sean's ready to take as much space as he can with the help of this barrier and his board Hex ability. I forget the name of it. Irregardless, Corralgate is there to help Sean and help me not have to think of the name of his ability, and UNC will cap first point here.
I think if it was a more powerful ability, you'd know.
Is it
but
Vortex?
It is Vortex.
See, I got it right.
Ravishing Vortex, I
Ravish?
believe.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, I don't know either. And I play the character.
Yeah.
Oh, a shatter.
Okay, it was
comes
shattered.
out.
Corralgator on the
after
first
a
kill,
pick.
and a big boop, and it looks like Spaz is oh my god, a trap. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but it looked like things just went from bad to worse.
Possibly another Panicle coming from Icarus, trying to. I mean, if you're West Texas, we do see the swap.
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
Icarus kind of wanting off that Reinhardt pick.
Makes sense.
Just invest the ult, sees what happens. It doesn't work out, so they swap. You know, it happens.
Yeah. Corralgator already farming up to about 70%. And a
Yeah,
big window is going to
if any of these nades hit, it'll be 100%.
Yeah, window used pretty early. Corralgator trying to find some
Unless they're
kills
gonna
with it,
block.
but it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Yeah, Corralgator just really putting a lot of pressure this entire set.
Yeah, just misses that mine. Looks like UNC might disengage here. There's a May. It's going to be pummeling some damage into Sean, but I think he might have popped his ult. Yeah, so they are ready. They want to go full in. Lamp is already used here from UNC, and Sean's able to find this Lucio yet again to open up the fight.
Yeah, and that's kind of one thing that we talked about at the beginning, with Sean kind of looking to be more proactive with
Blizzard
the ultimate.
invested, does not find anything, it looks like, and Sean's able to clean up the kill onto the May. Jiff popping his Transcendence to help make sure that nothing happens here off the back of that Blizzard, and if WT doesn't have a good re-engage here, UNC might be able to just cap.
Yeah, Sean making us look very smart right now for for telling him to ult earlier at the beginning of this broadcast.
Yeah, Corralgator wants
somewhere,
to kill, doesn't find
somewhere in that 20-minute stall we did,
yeah.
we discussed.
I'm sure he was watching.
Yeah, I'm sure they were all tuned in.
There is going to be a re-engage here from WT at the last moment. Still, Spasmatism able to find the first pick. Corralgator still trying to look behind him, trying to find that player who's kind of casted out. Irregardless, Psychic here is going to pop the Baptiste Lamp to help keep Sean alive, and UNC here is rolling on to third point of King's Row.
Yeah, West Texas just not getting the fights that they really want. Sean kind of just tempo gapping West Texas A&M with that first Ramatra ult. Knows he has it and knows that Icarus does not, which means that that's a big advantage. Icarus can't come back with their own ult, and Sean finds another
Sean
pick.
gets a kill onto the Junkrat, who has
Somehow.
fire. Spasmatism now in the backline, might pop his blade in a moment. We'll have to see. He is going to do it,
There
yeah.
it is.
The Kiriko dashes out, but Spasmatism has second plans. He'll just kill the Bap. And in the meantime, Sean's also finding a kill.
This hyper aggression from UNC is so good to see. I mean, so much space getting taken, just giving no air to West Texas A&M.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Corralgator's coming close to that tire. Could be the fight that helps secure the point here if UNC is able to win this next one. Big re-engagement. A window is traded along with a Kiriko ult.
This is pretty dangerous if you're Spasmatism, and both
Supports go down. A Junkrat tire is used here for WT. It's not going to matter. UNC will hold on to the rest of their ults. Actually, I believe Sean popped his ult, so it is not going to have that for the next fight. I believe it's a 2-for-2 trade, but
Yeah.
WT is able to stabilize here. And now we get to the hardest part to crack through on King's Row.
Yeah, this is a pretty tricky spot because the defender spawn is so close, and yet the attacker spawn is so far.
Spasmatism switch.
So any pick that comes out from West Texas is a gigantic advantage. It just takes so long to reset for UNC and so short to reset for West Texas.
Actually, Spasmatism has switched twice now. He's back on the Bastion.
Yeah, back to Bastion, trying to break this hold.
He
I
was
don't
on the
hate
leg
the
for a
idea.
moment.
And it's really just going to be this poke. I think if you're West Texas, that's all you really want to do.
Yeah, UNC trying to find an out-of-position player, but Corralgator's going to pop tire. Let's see if he finds
Finds
it. He's got two! And the lamp doesn't look like it hits all the players it needed to, and 3 kills are now going the way of UNC. They lose Sean. That means they're going to have to win this fight fairly quickly. 15 HP for this base. Spasmatism does find the kill. Jiff's going to pop his Transcendence, and they will finally finish off this Ramatra. But this is not a given for UNC. They've lost Sean. They need to collect these last kills. There's a big Junkrat kill. Spasmatism going to go into his Bastion form, takes out the lamp, but isn't able to confirm any kills just yet. I don't think UNC is going to be able to finish this off.
No, losing losing Sean there is really, really tough because you lose so much point presence. In Overwatch 1, when there were 2 tanks, you could kind of afford to lose one. I mean, it was a big deal, but
less
not
of a big deal.
much less of a big deal because you at least had someone, even if it was your D.Va instead of your Rhine, who could kind of sit on point and contest. But now when your one tank dies in Overwatch 2, you have so much less just point stall presence.
Yeah,
that
UNC has no
it's just
ults
hard
here.
to have anyone sit on it. But now Icarus is moving to Orisa, trying to bully Sean. There's Tyre.
Yeah, down goes Psychic. First ult used, and there might not even
I
have to be
think
another
this
one.
is going to be...
Yep.
Yeah, this is going to be getting all the way out.
UNC came to that fight with 0 ults, and they also came to this point on third point with about 4 minutes 30 seconds or so, and they're already ticking down to about their last minute and 20.
Yeah, I mean, this is about what you see.
Yep.
Fights take so long to set up on this point that really I think we've seen 2 like major fights since UNC pushed it through, maybe 3. But it just takes so long to kind of build a fight that for the attackers on this point. It's just so tough.
Yeah, and as UNC's coming up on some ults, this could be their last chance, but Jif's going to be the first casualty here. And there's going to be a Kiriko, a rush top. I don't think UNC's going to get any value. They wisely hold on to their ults, but...
Well, all but one. But
oh, you're right.
Psychic did pop the window pretty early on
Yep.
in that fight to try to counteract the Sune rush from West Texas A&M. That's 1 ult for 1 ult, but this map is very defender favored, so it's probably going to take an active ult advantage to win at this stage. And UNC doesn't exactly have one.
You're looking at 30 seconds. You're also looking at Spasm.
Maybe one.
Popping his Bastion, trying to find something. He does force a lamp, and that means Corraligator is going to be free to pop his tires. A Blizzard's going to be used. Corraligator trying to find something, does get a kill. It looks like kills are all going the way of UNC here, despite the fact that the window was used. Jif was able to keep everybody up with that Transcendence, and this might be UNC's best opportunity, trying to finish off this point. The question is, will they do it with time? I don't think so. They're clocking down to less than 3 seconds. They will not have time.
It's not going to happen with time, but it looks like it's going to happen, and it does. So UNC is able to full cap King's Row, using every second of that 4.5 minute time bank that they built. But that is the privilege of pushing through 2 points with 4.5 minutes, is you get a lot of tries. So UNC takes advantage of that time bank that they built for themselves in points 1 and 2, comes right in, and is able to finish the map, albeit with no time remaining.
I think that was a great job. I believe Spasmatism targeted that Baptiste with his ult, which is an excellent move by him because he knows Sean has Annihilation, Corraligator has Tyre. If you can get that lamp out, that Immortality field, nothing's going to be able to stop those two except for a very well-placed Blizzard. Even that was a little bit too little too late, especially with the fact that Jif also had his Transcendence up. Yeah,
absolutely. So we're just going to have to see here if West Texas A&M can match or exceed UNC with this offense of theirs. Showing the D.Va early may just be for scouting. I don't think that would make Corraligator very happy, personally.
I think it would make him sad.
Junkrat players don't tend to like D.Va players very much because they eat all of the nades, all the mines. They can kill you while you're tiring because she can boost her around and find you. So it's a little tricky. UNC also going to have to respect this Widow pick. Probably just going for a quick, cheeky pick here. But Icarus does go back to the Reinhardt, so
this
happy
doesn't
for
look like
alligator
a
noises.
quick cheeky pick
Oh no,
right
this
now.
is
This looks like a commitment to the Widow.
Yeah, which is interesting. I feel like we generally see Widow kind of just go for that first pick off the top spawn and then swap most of the time. But if you're hitting shots on Widow, you can make her work absolutely anywhere.
Yeah, WT actually has a lot of space here. UNC opting to play pretty conservatively, respecting the Widow, but it doesn't matter when you have Corraligator on the field.
The Widow
you don't have Corraligator on the field now. Jif's able to punish, but even Big Rush here actually coming through. Just to use his Vortex to help slow that down. Psychic trying to live, pops their lamp, and is able to survive that Reinhardt aggression for now. Still trades, kills being traded out. Sean's trying to finish off Icarus here on the Reinhardt, is able to do so, and I believe that will be enough for UNC to stabilize here.
Yeah,
if they don't lose any more.
Those 2 picks really saved UNC there, because that was both the DPS for West Texas A&M, and that comp doesn't have a ton of damage with Mei Widow as it is, but you need a little bit to actually confirm a lot of kills, especially through something like Immortality Field. So losing the 2 DPS early, even though one got a pick, was tough.
Window's going to be top tier. Sean's going to be taking the brunt of that damage, and he will fall.
Yeah,
the Maywall is expertly placed, able to block off the line of sight for healing. And so the Corraligan actually finding a kill.
Does find one. I don't think it's gonna do much to turn the fight, but Corraligator does find one pick onto the May of West Texas A&M.
Gotta help those KDA stats.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you're a KDA player, and it is what it is.
No,
so
but actually, I mean, if this were the attack side, this were flipped, that would actually be a massive,
yeah.
last minute pick. I feel like.
Although what
stagger.
I will say is, as of today's patch, I believe the stagger changes
Oh, yes.
have also gone
The
through.
stagger changes have gone through,
which
right.
we haven't really talked about yet. But
And we won't yet because we have another
we
fight
haven't seen it
potentially
happen.
starting. Corraligator's going to be on
Trying
a
to
weird off
clear this angle.
Jiff wants the first kill again. Shatter's going to collect a lot. Corraligator is able to trade that onto the May, and wouldn't be surprised to see some more ults come out. No, instead they just went into the neutral. Corraligator and Sean combine here, and it looks like they're going to be able to stop the cart at this choke. And the name of the game for UNC now is take as many fights as possible. You don't have any time in your bank. WT is looking at about 4 minutes, and Sean dies.
Yeah, Carnage finds Sean may have gotten a little ambitious there with UNC suffering heavy losses in that fight, and this is the inverse of what we were talking about earlier. On the third point, it's the defender's advantage. But in the early stage of point B, it's probably attacker-sided, the third point spawn being the same spawn that you respawn for on second point as you do on third point. So it's very far away.
Yeah, we'll be curious to see how West
Sport's
Texas
not back
plays
yet.
this. They have a beat that they can choose to get aggressive with if they want. Instead, it's going to be Psychic using their flourish. It's going to be a window trying to poke down these members of WT. Does force a lamp out, but nothing else. Wouldn't be surprised to see Sean pop his ult as well.
WT able to kite that pretty well, able to just take cover. It's like it gets at best a delay. But Sean does find one.
Yeah, 2 kills actually going the way of UNC. And Jiff again going to be ready to, with that transcendence, to counteract the blizzard. Oh, and a beat is cancelled as
an
well.
Ajax, I believe.
Yeah, we have an Ajax.
From Juicebox.
Still, not always lost for WT because you know Sean invests that annihilation pretty late into that fight.
That's true. And not a ton of ults online for UNC. Gonna really just be looking at the Corraligator tire.
Oh, gets the lamp.
And is able to get the lamp out. That's a big cooldown to get rid of for this next fight. But not many ults for West Texas either. Coming up on Window Shatter.
I think we're about to see Corraligator
basically
pop tire here. Yep.
Yeah.
It's going to go around the left side.
The
Knows that
proactive
the
tire.
lamp is
He's
not
ulting
down.
first.
Climbing up onto the rooftop, trying to find somebody, anybody. It's going to go all the way
That's
around.
actually
Gets the May.
hit the May.
But Spasmatism, not sure where he just died. They're kind of caught out. A weird fight location happening here. But Sean is there to kind of help avenge. The trap will slow down WT.
Yeah, UNC not really letting West Texas rotate. Not letting them kind of take the positioning that they want to take on that far left side.
Yep.
Instead, just going for those kills before they can even happen.
And it seems like every time that, you know, like here we had Spasmatism got picked first, but every time there's an answer. Of course, the Tiger got the first kill, but you know, every time the fight's happening somewhere, Sean's there to help trade out a kill, Jiff's there to help trade out a kill, and that generally will help slow down your enemies. In the meantime, nobody's going to be going anywhere because a Shatter has hit the ground, has hit the earth, and that's going to be probably a point cap here on to third.
Yeah, both DPS for UNC in the back. Can they get
Corraligator
anything working here?
Does find a kill.
Finds one, but I don't think the point stall presence is really going to be there for UNC.
Corraligator's
Corraligator
looking
more
for
just
any sort of help.
being annoying or building ult or whatever Junkrat players, whatever goes through their heads.
And Corraligator will fall.
Yeah, currently spawn. But
Oh,
you know,
it's actually a far spawn, a bit of a stagger here.
Yeah, I guess the staggers don't work as different in reverse. But a pick onto Jiff here is pretty ugly for UNC.
Massive for WT.
I mean, we talked about how tough this point can be to crack. I think your best chance is just pushing it in with momentum.
Yeah,
and we are seeing that again.
Well. Spasmatism's going to pop his ult to try to find something. You're trying to find some sort of pick that can help delay WT, but it's not going to be enough. Sean's now walled off. Doesn't look like he's going to have any sort of support from his team. Is able to escape his life for the moment, but an aggressive beat is going to be popped, and Jiff is going to be not long for this world. Corraligator is going to pop tired. Again, UNC looking for anything to help stabilize this. There's got to be a big tire from Corraligator. Looking for the Reinhardt. Instead going to the back line. Does find one. It doesn't matter. Nobody touches.
Yeah, that's rough for UNC. You lose Jif on Zen first, then you lose Psychic on Bap, and not even at the same time, but almost in alternating fashion. Right as Jif was getting back, Psychic goes down.
Yep.
So you really just never have a fight there for UNC. You ideally want at least one, but you really just never get one. I'm having a bit of deja vu. I believe this has happened before.
This is about what happened 2 weeks ago.
To UNC on that exact point. Lost one early, then lost another one. Never gets a good fight on third point, Kings Row, and then it's just an easy cap.
Yeah, the defender advantage is so strong at the end. If you can get a stop at the end, you just need to stabilize.
That's what we saw on UNC's attack.
Yep.
We saw that what West Texas was able to do. They were able to fully regroup, come out with 2 ults, and then stabilize right at the end. And that's where the defender advantage is the strongest. But UNC just didn't have the numbers for that. Didn't have the sustain for that. And West Texas really smartly recognized their opportunity and kind of just went all in on UNC. Used everything. Offense beat, window, like everything that they had was coming out.
We'll look at a Ryan mirror here.
Oh, we see Ryan come out from Sean. This is a pick he's been known to like. So
I think the primary hero he tried out for all the way back in August. Tried out on.
Such a long time ago.
Yes.
Unfortunately, UNC cannot win this map anymore because of their. Okay.
They can do that to help slow them down.
Alligator can do that, but UNC cannot win this map. They are playing for a draw. While West Texas is going for the win. They need 1 tick, about a third of the point. To actually win out this map and get things to 1-1. Otherwise, we're staying at 1-0.
Yeah, and this is where this Widowmaker makes a lot of sense because you just need 1 hit.
Just one.
1 head is clicked and you can end this fight. You can end this map extremely quickly.
Eric's getting a little stuck in the map geometry for a minute.
Happens to the best of us.
Sean finds Carnage. That's probably a reset.
Yeah, it looks like the wall doesn't do anything except to shield some
if
damage
not
that we
death,
through.
For Icarus, and it is.
Yep.
So UNC playing this pretty wisely. Colster may be thinking of what to switch to. Switches to Pharah.
So gonna have to go into Spasmatism's Bastion here, but Kralgator's on the Junkrat. It's hard to take out a Pharah on the Junkrat, obviously.
No Mercy swap though, and a Hog swap. Okay, there's the Mercy swap.
Okay.
So West Texas going a little Hail Mary here with the full poke comp. Sticking with May though. For Kralgator, I think it's gonna be about disrupting this Hog. With his boots, and for Spasmatism, it's going to be about keeping this Pharah from dominating.
Yeah, looking for that hook.
I think there was a hook.
There was, yeah.
There was no kill confirmed, as Hog is not the character he once was.
Kralgator's going to pop his ult in the meantime. Will he be able to find anything? Spasmatism using his as well. Will either of these DPS ults find kills? It doesn't look like Kralgator's Tires did. And I don't think Spasmatism's ult does either, so 2 ults are already used for UNC, and they didn't find anything. Meanwhile, Sean's falling pretty low. Lamp is already forced, and Sean dies. UNC gonna have to find something here. Spasmatism is able to find 1 pick onto the Pharah, but UNC has no point presence. They have no Junkrat.
Somebody has to touch.
And I'm not sure they have any chance of touching this point.
They don't! Oh, that's rough.
Just as Jif gets his Transcendence,
just as Jif,
UNC can't touch the point.
I think if Jif can get on there with Transcendence, UNC
probably
wins that. That's rough. That's about as close as that map can really get. UNC played that fairly smart. I think it may have been a little bit overzealous potentially from Sean, or just DPS ults being unlucky, not really finding the kills that they needed to find. But a tough sequence at the end, and we're at 1-1.
We are at 1-1. This looks like another good game.
Oh boy.
Rest in peace, my voice. Already.
Yeah.
We'll see how long it will last.
Any important classes tomorrow, Sam?
Thankfully my Korean performance was today this time, so.
Thank goodness.
Yes,
yeah.
I got that out of the way.
So you don't need a voice anyway. We can go to map 6.
No, yes, I will.
We definitely could go to map 6 now.
If you see me on campus tomorrow, I will be using sign language. I don't know sign language, but I will be.
You'll be doing your best.
Yeah, I'll be like, this means good.
Yeah.
This means bad. That's the best I can do. Speaking of good and bad, we're at 1-1. First map pretty good.
1-1.
Second map. I mean, neither map was good or bad, but the result, I should say, was good for UNC map 1, bad for UNC map 2, and now we're on to Escort.
Yeah, we're going to Escort. I think this will be really interesting to see. I mean, the Kings Row, pretty standard, but Brawl kind of seems to be a bit in the wheelhouse of WT, as it is for many NA teams.
What else is new?
All up the ranks. the pro teams like their brawl and the plat teams like their brawl.
Yeah.
And everything in between. So pretty unsurprising. Although I feel like as far as brawl goes, UNC may play a lot less than a lot of other teams that
Certainly.
they play against. So Escort, kind of notoriously not a brawl haven.
Nope.
Pretty much any of them. So I think it'll be interesting to see maybe the dive, and it will be Dorado.
And
Sam,
as always,
thinking of a joke.
would you like to? Would you like to do it? Would you?
This is Dorado. I love this map.
He does.
It takes me back.
It does take Cameron back. It takes me back to 2 weeks ago when we did see, again, UNC following a similar playbook, except did they win Kings Row last time and lose Lijiang? They did, right?
Yeah, I believe it was reversed.
So we have a bit of an
last week.
inverse scenario going on here, where
But
last
back on Dorado map 3,
Yes.
I believe UNC was able to win this one last time before losing Esperanza,
yes.
and then winning in map 5. So this is
So
a
we'll
map
have
that
to
they've
see.
won on before. It's a map that they feel pretty confident they can play the Winston dive comp that they feel pretty good on. Another interesting thing, Swood, we have not seen Brig since that first time.
You're right. No, we have not.
Since Gardens, since Night Market, but not since Lijiang Night Market have we seen any Brig. I mean, pretty unsurprising that we didn't see it on Kings Row, kind of a Lucio Central.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious that we see the Mercy here come out from Psychic. I'm not sure exactly. I don't think they ran Mercy last week.
What precisely are you damage boosting?
That's exactly
Is
my question. I didn't want to say it, but
I mean, there's
set
things
you
you
up
can
for
do with Blue Beam on the Genji.
we have an engagement here, and Sean Pars.
I
Okay.
think Sean's bubble either fell down or got absolutely shredded.
Whatever the case is,
Ramatra,
Sean is dead.
this is a pretty tricky look to play Winston into at all because you're going to get discorded, right?
And Sean switches to Diva.
Sean goes Diva immediately. I don't blame him. You're going to get discorded. You're going to get right-clicked by the Cassidy. Ramatra can punch through your bubble, so he doesn't care. And Reaper, just in general,
Yep, just
is in the
Reaper.
server.
Silver lining here for UNC is that they have gotten the point to under the choke here, so it's going to be a bit of a rotation coming up from WT so that they can defend underneath the
Yeah,
choke.
if you don't really get the early picks, you kind of just rotate this.
Sean is getting pummeled here.
Yeah.
Psychic helping.
I believe that is the name of the ability, actually.
Yep.
So that would make sense.
That's
Now
totally
UNC,
why I said
having
it.
taken this high ground, which is great, they're going to have to break this. Ashango's very
Sean
aggro.
wants to
Um,
kill something. Alligator's in
yeah,
there as well.
he kills the immortality field.
And they actually do find a kill, so just a whole
More
W,
W.
strategy adopted. And it looks like they are going to be able to perhaps cast first. Sean
Wow,
does lose his mech,
cringe
but
indeed.
a small price to pay for first point here on Dorado.
Yeah, that was very interesting. I think we talked about this last time. UNC had such a clean take on first point Dorado 2 weeks ago. Kind of just teleporting for Alligator up top and then just
Spasmatism doing
deleting
Genji things.
the last opponent's team from there. But this time, adjustments had to be made. After the just blow up that Sean received, he had to swap over the Diva, but he looked good doing it.
So maybe I'm dumb, but it looked like the Zenyatta just kind of walked out despite the fact they were staggered. Like, don't you have the option to not do that? Like with the new
I haven't played it yet, so
yeah,
I'm
I
not
guess
sure how it
I don't know
works.
exactly. Nonetheless,
I don't know what
Spasmatism
it
found
looks
the
like.
last kill there.
But I mean, maybe you do have to press F in the
Right.
spawn, so maybe there's no prompt yet. Maybe
Sean just taking so
the
much
knowledge
damage.
is just
It's
not
gonna hit this
there.
bomb, but unfortunately it falls to low ground. Actually does a bit of zoning onto the Ramatra ult, so
Yeah, actually
not all
does
is
get some
lost.
value as
In the meantime,
Coralligator.
Coralligator got 3.
Yeah, just it's a little like a tire.
Just gotta finish off this Cassie, they do.
But that Cassidy does find Spasmatism. UNC loses 2 people at the end, and they are not going to be able to push this in before Icarus or another member of West Texas A&M is able to get a retouch. And
Yeah.
I like this from UNC. Look at this, pulling
I
back
think it's a
now.
good disengage. Yeah.
Not trying to fight this down players.
Because you have your Nano Blade here. This is your win condition for this fight.
You've
and
got
you
your
need
Nano Blade.
Spasmatism there.
We
Looks like
see
now.
Sim come out
they're-
also from Colster,
Yeah, that's interesting.
which you don't see every day, especially on Dorado.
Yeah.
But
Oh, okay. So
Spasmatism
Spasmatism,
potential ambition.
yeah, gets caught out. Didn't pop Blade, no Nano
No
Blade,
blade.
so
Yeah.
not exactly sure what
You don't
plan
panic
was
here
that?
for UNC. You have 3 minutes. You're already making pretty good time for this point, and you still have your win con intact. If Spasmatism had bladed that, that would have been a lot more sketchy.
Yeah. Sean using a lot of his DM here. Out of
Yeah,
DM.
I think I'm seeing the point of this sim now, and it's
Deal with the
Sean's
diva.
diva. Sim can be really, really
Sean now
tough
going
to
to
deal
take some
with.
space, trying to find some chip damage onto the supports. He's getting just melted by everything under the sun. Spasmatism going to pop his ult, and Sean's not able to survive through the through all that damage. I think Spasmatism got slept, or no, he just didn't find anything
No,
with
it's
his
just
ult.
Transcendence.
There's no sleep on this field for WT.
Just Transcendence from Juice Box just made that impossible to actually find anything. The nade wasn't able to get in from Jiff, or if it was eaten or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Sean swap here. I mean, he is coming up on a self-destruct, but it's not a major fight with him these
No.
days, and he is getting
He
kind of
swaps
melted.
to
So
the Zarya. That's interesting. Not a bad pick. The comp from West Texas is really good at denying dive.
Yeah, and the problem here for UNC is that you were looking at one ult, and that ult being a Mercy ult. And Crowdgator's coming up on his ult, but 2 ults
Yeah.
versus 4. And quick math says that's going to be a lot better for WT here. We'll have to see what happens here in this fight. It's going to be a sim wall pop first.
Oh, but
Actually, first pick goes to
a
the
little
way of
caught
UNC.
out. But there's
The
the
Reaper ult. Sean doing his best to try to live through it. Psychic trying to keep him up, but with that Mercy ult, is actually able to get the res off. But
Oh,
Sean does
Sean
fall
goes
momentarily after. A couple more ults are going to be popped for WT. They used everything they had, but they won the fight.
Yes, you take that. I think the issue for Sean right now is going to be how static Zarya is as a tank, and how flexible Diva is as a tank, how flexible Sim is because of TP, how flexible Reaper is because of TP, and how flexible Baptiste is with his boots. It's just going to be hard to get on anything. But you are a lot better at denying the Diva from aggroing, but you can't really push her very well, because you're stuck on that low ground there. While WKU can sit, or not WKU, oh my god, what was I thinking? Well,
Don't
West
worry
Texas
about it. In the
A&M.
meantime, Jiff has built up his nano. That's the only ult on the field for UNC. And Crowdgate is playing kind of underneath here, trying to find something. And still, nobody on UNC can do too much. Actually,
Alligator opening pick.
Mark, check what I just said. Both DPS here on UNC find the opening kills, and it's onto the supports of WT. If they can just finish off some the rest of these players with a little bit more chip damage, Spasmatism trying to avoid the Symmetra. Not a great matchup with the Genji.
Can be a tricky matchup, but can get the blow up. Yeah.
Yeah, there is going to be a Transcendence, but it's not going to be enough to keep the Symmetra alive. Still, Crowdgator will
think we
fall
see
here.
Blade.
You're going to have to see some engagement from UNC, some investment.
Oh,
and Spasmatism can't find
that's
anything.
rough.
He'll fall. And the
grab is eaten.
grab is eaten here
Big eat
by
from
the Diva.
Icarus.
Psychic going to try to find the res. Is able to do so, but they'll die quickly after. Nobody touches again.
And no one can touch. Oof. This is, I think maybe some slight hesitation from Spasmatism. Where I think we were seeing the blade, kind of like looking for that blade, but not really finding it. I think once you see that Transcendence out, most Genshin players are just itching to press Q.
Yeah.
Even if the Trance is still up, for like the last half second it's up, maybe then you Q or something, so you do the animation and then Transcendence ends, and you can kill Zen right out of trance.
But
But
I
kinda
honestly
face
think
tank there.
so. I think the Zen came back to the point using trans, but before that had happened, UNC was up 2 picks onto the supports, and they just couldn't find any more kills. No healing on the field for WT at that moment. Spasmatism was pretty much just occupying the Symmetra, which is fine, but you couldn't find the other DPS, the Reaper. You couldn't find the Diva. For whatever reason, it was hard to tell from our POV,
Yeah,
but
Diva and Reaper
it's a
are
big
2
missed
very
opportunity.
durable heroes,
True.
for sure. Both with stalling potential. So I think maybe some difficulty there. I mean, that may be if you're UNC where you missed the Zen to try to kill Diva.
That's what I was thinking. I was surprised. It looked like there was a moment there with about a minute left where Psychic was standing outside of spawn thinking, do I swap here? And I was fully expecting them to do so. Nonetheless, UNC is going to hold here with an Orisa.
He's
and with
back. The Coralligator Junkrat has returned,
He's
and
in your
Icarus
walls.
is going to swap.
He wants none of it. This is going to be a Diva swap if
I
I've ever seen
believe,
one.
yeah, I believe this will. Yep, this is an instant swap to Diva.
I'm
yeah.
not a psychic. That's actually a different player, but
Don't
I was able to
blame
tell.
them because I think I would make the exact same swap here.
No.
Because that I want no part of. Jif
Jif
maybe a
might
little
be caught out.
hot out, but
Oh,
okay, well
great
no,
punish
it's
there.
it's Zen.
Yeah, the land comes out to help keep Jif alive, I
Never
believe.
mind.
And you know, a nice little kick onto that mecha, and down it goes.
Sean actually dies
Oh.
trying to help. I think that was that Spasmatism or Coralligator that was slept under bridge?
Yeah, not exactly sure, but still, there's going to be a trade of the tanks, but with the spawn advantage here, WT is going to get Icarus back way before UNC gets Sean back, and that's a big pick.
Yeah, if you're UNC, this isn't a bad spot,
And
and that's
another one.
another pick.
That's a
that'll
bigger
give-
one.
Yeah, that's a huge one. That'll give Sean a lot of time to get back and set up before WT can even think about fighting. Can Jif manage another one?
And so Jif is just kind of chilling up here, and you know, we saw the first dive attempt Jif very well punished. I wouldn't be surprised to see another one, but it
Yeah,
just seems like Jif kind of can do whatever he wants right now if UNC is going to peel the way they did last time.
Dorado's such a hard map to play if you're not on dive. And so playing dive counters on defense is a really great strategy a lot of the time. And we see Reaper, we see Zen.
And down goes the
and
mech.
Yep, down goes the mech. Thanks to
Coralligator's
the
going to
score
pop his tire as well. And
up.
there's,
Oh, it's a 3K.
there's three. Coralligator doing Coralligator things. What else can you expect from the man? And that's
How
gonna be a
long
pretty
is that montage going to be?
I mean, rumor has it it's going to be about 2 hours. Feature
Yeah,
length film.
Yeah, the Coralligator art house film of just tires exploding on people. And
Yeah,
you know, that one,
A24 production.
yeah, that one can go right in there. Even though it wasn't maybe insanely impactful, you know, 3K tire highlight. And a pick from Spasmatism.
Speaking of insanely impactful, another kill onto this pawn early. Almost able to melt some of that. Oh, down goes Psychic.
Down goes Psychic,
Reaper
UNC.
is going to die here. There is a trade, but losing Psychic is pretty massive here. And it looks like Sean's going to back up, try to play this choke now. The Coralligator finds another big kill. The DPS
Yeah.
here for UNC are finding massive picks.
I think if this is a little dangerous
Ooh,
from
okay.
Sean, or from Spasmatism.
Spasmatism.
But if you're
Coralligator.
again,
No need to worry about it. It's just another pick.
Carnage
onto
is
this back
suffering.
line. Yeah, Carnage has fallen first, I think, about 3 times.
Get them a
already.
Matrix urgently, because they are suffering. Jif
Oh.
almost finds another one.
Jif almost dies in the process.
I was gonna
though.
say before that UNC needs to adjust to being down Psychic, being down their main source of sustain. But not if you're getting picks all
Not
the
if you're
time.
getting picks
And
like-
there's another pick,
Jif trying to finish off this tire.
and Coralligator will do the
Coralligator
rest.
does. Nice job. Good collaboration there from the members of UNC. Able to take down that tire that was skating on the top left walls of this.
Still 4
little
ults
Zia.
for WT though.
Yeah, a ton of ults on the field.
4
from
ults
both
for
sides.
UNC. Prepare your eyes for this one.
Yeah, if
this
UNC
is gonna be messy.
Oh, Psychic
Psychic
cut out. I'm
goes
not
down
sure
to
if they
the
had
box.
the lamp.
I don't
That's gonna be the
believe
first
so. I think
casualty.
they lamped the tire.
Sean's going to use his ult, but won't be able to find anything. The advantage is 1 here for UNC. A mech is going to fall, and there's a big pick. Trades
Trade
for
heavy
both
fight.
sides. And Coralligator's going to try to win this with Tire. He finds one, and it looks like just Transcending is helping keep him up. Anybody can win this fight at the moment.
Still an
Just
extremely
10
messy
seconds.
fight. I think it's a Junk and a Baby Diva against a Zen and the Junk for UNC.
Coralligator's mind can't find anything, but
Oh,
Psychic
there
is
it
back.
is!
Psychic is back, and there's nobody there to touch. Nobody there to touch for WT. UNC is able to full hold on Dorado. I love this map.
2-0 in playoffs. Truly, we do love this map. And that's an impressive hold.
That is
from
an
UNC.
extremely impressive hold.
Just pretty much got 4 minutes worth of picks. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, Spasmatism found picks, Coralligator found picks, Jif
Jif
found a
found
pick at the
picks.
beginning of the last fight, and then at the end, I believe, you know, Jif pops his Transcendence, helped keep Coralligator up. Psychic comes back with the window, helps finish off everybody.
yeah.
And that's enough for UNC to take Dorado with a full hold on first point after not being able to cap to even all the way through second point. So UNC is going to win Dorado just as they did a couple weeks ago, and we're on to push with UNC again holding a 2-1 lead.
Yeah. UNC, they know this scenario well.
Yep.
Going to push, going to map 4. Up 1 map.
Yep.
2-1. For some reason, I thought Kings Row did end in a draw. It did not.
Not quite.
Not exactly. But it's going to be a different push map here. So it looks like Coliseo.
Coliseo.
Instead of the Esperanza that we saw 2 weeks ago. Coliseo, very different map than
Yes.
Esperanza.
So I
You
can't
like Coliseo.
I do enjoy
you're
Coliseo.
a psychopath. So
well,
if
hey,
you want to talk about all the things you love about Coliseo, and
I
you
do,
go right ahead.
Yeah, I will actually. I do actually. So this is something that's controversial, but if I'm the only person on the world,
Coliseo has one fan.
yeah,
it's
I am
Master
one of them.
Swood.
If Coliseo has no fans, I am dead. Yeah, our prod is roasting me as well.
Deserved.
But I do actually. I very much enjoy the opening like set, for lack of a better term, the opening hallway.
You
that
need to die to more widows.
Yes, I know. I find that like really long, like slightly curved sightline with all these little alleys to duck into, pretty interesting. I find it also to be a beautiful map, which is part of the reason I like
I mean,
it.
it's pretty. Yeah,
Rome.
I'll give you that.
Very nice.
It's pretty.
I'd say it's the most beautiful of the push maps.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go
so
for it.
yeah, there's me trying to rationalize my
Yeah, you haven't
my
talked. You haven't talked
psychopathy.
about the second part of the map yet.
Yes. Well, we don't have to.
Okay.
No. The second part of the map is big advantage on this high ground, a bridge that you can contest the point from, which I will hold is very stupid. And an interesting, just full on 180. It's like I guess it's a 180-degree turn, 270, I guess.
Yeah, I don't do
With
math.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not
I'm
good
a
at
poli
numbers.
sci major.
Same here.
Anyway, but yes, Coliseo, a unique map. I don't think it's a map that White has actually played in some time.
Not that I can remember, and we'll see it in just in a second as soon as we are able to get in here.
Yeah, our prod is scanning around the map. I'm not sure he knows he's looking at me, so I get to roast him back for now.
Yeah, but
Yeah, look, it's a beautiful
it's
map.
very beautiful. It's very. I mean, the spawn room is beautiful as well.
The
Unfortunately, we can't see it.
interlocking gates are
Um,
very cool.
yeah, the bottom of the door, all the sites, and this is a new look.
Yeah, it's gonna be
for
Zarya.
West Texas A&M. We see Zarya for the first time from Icarus. We see Sojourn. We
a
see
Mei.
Zen Kiriko, Sojourn Mei. This is a unique look.
Yeah,
Not a
this
lot
is-
of sustain for Zarya.
No,
You're gonna have to play pretty safe here.
this looks like a
But-
comp specifically designed to take players Alt F4. It's gonna
A
be up
little
to
bit,
It's
yeah.
gonna be up to the rest of Sean's team to help both.
I
keep
don't
him
see
up
a
and find
Bastion.
some
It could be
damage.
worse.
Yeah,
but,
I guess it could be, but
But yeah,
but-
Sean is gonna get that exact experience.
yeah, I'm about to say what I do see is a Mei wall, and what I do see is WT taking the
Maywall,
first fight here.
Discord orb, goodbye.
And they can't find an exit kill.
And Sean gets, I think, a little surprised by the comp that West Texas is showing them now, which is a little different than what they've been running thus far, with Reinhardt, with Diva, even with Ram.
UNC also on a bit of an adaptation, going for the Ana Zen look. I'm not sure we've seen that tonight.
Yeah, it's
I think we
interesting
did
to
see it last week.
them off the BAP. BAP kind of been a nice pick for them so far, so it's interesting to see them kind of go a different direction.
Alligator just
Alligator
melted.
gets
I'm not sure
melee.
if he got hit by some of that Mei damage, Mei left click, but it's going to be traded out. Big pick for Spasmatism. Going to try to help stabilize this. In the meantime, there's a lot of progress going
That's
the
a
way of
headshot
WT.
from Jiff. That's
Yeah.
a nice block from the Mei on the side of West Texas.
UNC's
And
got to
Sean
go
wants
pretty
to push this
quickly because he
advantage.
knows that they have to stop this from getting the checkpoint, and they do.
They do.
Good flip for UNC here.
That's a solid flip.
But WT at 60 meters.
A pretty good push though. 60 meters, not bad at all. For West Texas, you take that any day.
Early Suzu.
You take that 60 is pretty tough though. A lot of first point takes on this map will fall around 30 or 40 due to that high ground poke. But with Coralligator getting picked early, West Texas is able to get 60 meters, just one fight away from the butt scratch
Yeah, we're
checkpoint.
about to see some ults come out. There's a Graviton Surge along with a Kitsune Rush.
93 to
GF
Transcendence for
doesn't have
Jiff.
Transcendence, he'll fall. Spasmatism does find one, so
That's
a pretty important exit pick. Is that a...
that is either
that
a
was a
deeply
tire.
ambitious or fat-fingered tire.
I've known Coralligator to be deeply ambitious, but that is...
I'm still
that's
leaning towards
one of
the second
more,
one
yeah,
because that
I think
was
the second one.
bizarre.
And I think that's going to be enough
That's
to
a
help
swap
get butt
onto
scratch
the
here.
Cassidy.
Perhaps, yeah, perhaps just a swap ult.
Could be the way we saw the Shatter on King's
I think
Row.
there's a Nanovisor coming out. Sean's going to go around the other way, trying to find some damage in his Nemesis form. Spasmodism is able to confirm one.
I don't think
Sean
Sean
trying to
wants
find
to use the
something.
ult here.
He holds on to it, but a couple kills getting traded out. Going to be a battle of the tanks here. Will Sean be able to finish off the
Yoink.
Zarya? He's pretty low, and the Zarya has Harmony Orb applied to him. Yeah, Sean goes down. Spasmodism
Icarus
cannot finish
takes
off the
2.
kill. It's like
Can
he can't find the sleep.
Can they get 3?
They
Does!
do,
Oh, I love Zarya.
but they can't. They can't go to push the cart because they'd have to expose themselves to the DPS.
yeah,
so
no, this is going to end
That's where
pretty
the
much as a
progress ends.
stalemate. But you still really take that if you're West Texas, and Icarus gets a lot of ult charge for their next grab. And now UNC almost takes the same fight they just won.
Yep.
We love
Sean's
push.
gonna pop his ult. He's already falling pretty low though, and Jif's gonna be forced
That's
to
the
pop his
trance.
Transcendence.
The
Trying to find some
target is
damage onto
definitely
Zarya,
Zarya, and they do
and
find
they do
her.
find it. And a Transcendence far too late to keep up that Zarya. That's a pretty big investment here to get out from UNC. And it looks like they are going to be cleaning up the rest of these kills, and maybe some staggers as well. Yeah, Sean's able to clean it up all the way up there.
There was a
the
Sojourn
bot.
ult in there for West Texas.
There was, yeah, at the beginning.
As well as the Transcendence later on in the fight. So it could be worse. And we see Spasmodism on Bastion, which we didn't mention.
Yeah.
That'll shred those bubbles. So
Again,
now,
early Suzu.
so now Icarus is going to have to play really safe, kind of running at UNC.
A Kitsune Rush and a Blizzard, that is a potent combo. UNC, a
Not-
good disengage. Able to survive through it, looks like. Spasmodism is pretty weak. But it just looks like the damage is
Jif
going to
is-
catch up to them.
Jif
Sean
so
finds one, but
low.
Jif is actually finding kills somehow. Oh my goodness, I'm not sure how. UNC had about 3 players there on like 20 HP. It's actually
Icarus
a
trying
grab
to hero
investment.
grab this, might actually get away with it. It is Coralligator and Spasmodism. It is the DPS of UNC. They're trying to get as much push as they can.
Yeah, I expect them to back up.
I think they're going to back up here. It looks like at least Coralligator is. This may be greedy from Spaz. Might die for this.
Yeah, he
does. Yeah.
I think that was very greedy.
A little miscommunication. Greeting maybe for another, what, 0.7 meters? Another meter maybe? Not really what you want for UNC because that's a late death now. So this fight is pretty much going to be 4v5 unless UNC kind of backs off this a little bit, which they kind of are, setting up on this part of the point. Spasmodism is back.
Spasmodism using some Bastion tech, trying to get over to this other side of the high ground. And
Jif
Jif
with
again
the pick.
finding an opening pick. Oh my goodness. Spasmodism looking to tread through these Zarya bubbles. But it's going to be a pretty clean disengagement. Suzu comes out, and Coralligator's High Noon doesn't look like it's going to get much.
No,
It's
just
going to force WT to
does
scatter.
zone WT. Zone some to the left side, some to the right.
Another big pick here from
and I
Sean,
think-
and Jif also collecting some kills. So it looks like UNC might be able to get some very important progress here. And I think what's big is that they kind of pushed the bot back through that hallway and then finished the rest of the fight, found the rest of the kills. So that's going to lend them, at least enough to get butt scratch here.
Yeah.
Is there a
and
Kiriko back there? There is!
There is, and that's a very late death for Carnage. WT not exactly pleased with that one, as
you can't be.
UNC gonna tie up the map.
Yeah, big chance to take the lead here if you're UNC.
Yeah, just a little more push after
And
butt
they
scratch,
do.
and they do.
And Annihilation's gonna
Sean
be
wants to
popped.
fight right now.
There's actually a Transcendence though, and Spasmodism, who popped his ult, is actually going to die, not able to live through all this
Trade
damage.
though.
Some trades going through, but I think WT is going to be coming out on the better for this one. Trying to find some exit kills is Sean. Does force a Suzu, but can't find a kill.
The X factor of this Hanzo pick is going to be interesting. I think Colster has been relatively quiet on Sojourn this round. But Hanzo can really, and we see the swap from off of Bastion onto Soldier from Spasmodism and a pick onto
that's-
Jif.
UNC
In the
barely having
rotate.
ults. The only ult they have is Jif's Transcendence, and he just got picked. Oh my goodness, UNC is
This-
out of position. They're going to lose the advantage that they had here. I think WT's going to be able to take the lead.
Yeah, this definitely looks like taking the lead for WT. I don't think Sean even goes for this touch. He does not.
He does not.
So WT able to get a very coveted late lead in push, and
Ooh,
Sean
Sean
melts to that Discord orb.
Already building up a dragon here.
May have been a little caught between a rock and a hard place after wanting to touch, and Colster gets another pick.
Welcome to playing Hanzo.
We love Hanzo, right, Swood?
You know, we
Another
is a strong
headshot. Another big shot. Sean
Sean's
fell.
very weak.
Sean fell to 1 there
Yeah, he could've,
off of the Colster Hanzo
Icarus
damage.
probably could have actually pushed that there, but
This is so scary for UNC. So
UNC
much
is
scarier
taking
than
so
the
much
Sojourn.
poke,
But
but
Coralligator.
it's going to find
Hanzo
the
diff?
Hanzo diff, and a grab when already 2 players are down here. Big lamp is going
That's
to
a
help
great
keep
lamp.
members of UNC up, and WT's running for the hills here, and Spazmatism is not going to let him
All
go
right.
easily.
So 2 minutes left, right about. We can assess the damage here for UNC. That was a really, really strong push for WT. Getting it to 114. I haven't heard this anywhere, but my kind of subconscious like fear on push is pretty much just like 100-ish. Is where I start to be like, oh no. Like,
Yeah,
if they
I
get it
agree.
past 100, like, that's pretty scary.
The problem here for UNC is that you need to win about at least 2
You
fights.
need to win several fights.
Yeah.
At least 2. Yeah.
There's a Kitsune,
And
and
you
they
might
rolled off
not
Sean.
even
Sean might be in
make
trouble
this
here.
one.
Big lamp here is going to have to be used from Psychic. Wouldn't be shocked to see just Transcendence if other members fall low. Spazmatism
There
is
it
very
is, yeah.
weak. And a couple trades come through. Spazmatism falls, but as does the Zen here. Now a Mayall. Down goes Psychic. And without that Transcendence help go through the Mayall like they had on King's Row about every fight, WT is going to be able to retake here. And a last-minute Dragon was used from Coralligator as well.
Yeah, it does actually get a kill with that,
Yep.
which is pretty good if you're UNC, because this is a far spawn. Coliseo infamous for how far back you have to walk from. But yeah, that's pretty tough if you're UNC. You don't even, I mean, did we see the grab there?
I think
we-
WT's disengaging here.
Yeah, WT doesn't want to fight this down members, which is the effect of those picks at the end of the fight. So now
Still,
UNC will
UNC's
take
got
the
a big
fight on
uphill
pretty
battle.
neutral ground. Right here.
It's all going to
Here's
start
the
with
visor.
Spazmatism, though. Actually comboed with Psychic's Amplification Matrix. Trying to finish off the
Ooh.
Zarya. The Kiriko's very weak and no Suzu, yeah. So this one looks like it's going to go the way of UNC. Will
Can
Icarus
Icarus
be able to
find
find
an
another
exit
exit pick? No. We were thinking the same thing there.
Yeah, we were in sync there. But the lamp coming out for Psychic makes sure that there's no
Can
exit.
Spazmatism find
And
this? He
that
does!
is a pick.
That is massive. If
Can
UNC
they
has,
find this May? They
They do.
Okay, so they're
I mean, if
There's a
UNC has
chance.
any chance, that just made it a heck of a lot easier.
yeah. This
Still
is
gonna be
still
an
going to
uphill
be
battle.
very, very messy because the grab is coming up, and we have the Ramatra bug.
Oh! And Coralligator is gonna
Coralligator
get
down.
picked.
That's really tough. The grab is going to be online for Icarus. UNC trying to
Annihilation's
fight
top.
fast. This could work.
There's a Transcendence, though. Still, UNC is getting the better of these trades. They're up 2 here. Once
They're up
Coralligator
1.
comes back, they're
Yeah.
up 1, yes. They have a serious chance. Trying to take some space with Spazmatism, trying to keep the Kiriko off point.
Finds the May.
That's a huge pick. Sean finds a pick as well. UNC might be able to walk this in.
my
The golden
goodness.
box of victory is approaching. And despite having to fight against the toughest of odds, UNC might be able to win this in the last moments.
Can Icarus get back?
Icarus trying
The
to touch
ball
point. He
tag?
can't.
He can't.
He can't get
They
back on
can't.
point. And UNC
UNC,
having to win 3 fights in a row, they do it even despite a massive loss of Coralligator at the beginning of the last fight. Expertly played by UNC.
Wow.
Just an incredible job. And they kind of get revenge for what happened last week where they just couldn't find those last-second clutches on push. On Coliseo, they say, we learned from our mistakes and we are ready to take this map.
Yeah.
They take it home 3-1.
We love character development, don't we, Sword?
Hey, it's all about the arc. It's all about the arc.
It's all the script.
Yeah.
We have the script.
We
We're
have
not
written the
giving it
script.
to you.
Yeah.
Sorry. But we do have the script. We were excited to watch this 4-map series today.
Yeah.
Which we already knew was going to be 4 maps because, I mean, we have the script.
Again, we do.
But yeah, the character development. Sean. Oh my gosh.
that was an excellent play by Sean at the end with his annihilation.
down ults, down a player too. Annihilation's in, and is able
In fact,
to find
dare
those kills.
I say it was the last fight and all UNC had was Sean's tank ult. Am I correct?
I believe it was.
Yeah.
I want to say it was.
A fun play on
which
what
is
happened a
very
couple
full
weeks
circle
ago.
from push last week.
Well, that
or
was
2
a
weeks ago.
banger match. Just very enjoyable. A 3-1 win for UNC. Any standout moments for you other than, of course,
Oh,
that whole
man.
last
I
session of
think-
Coliseo?
Yeah, I mean that last section of Coliseo, just clutch fight win after clutch fight win, getting those staggers late.
Absolutely massive.
That's my highlight from Coliseo. I think I think Lee Chong, I mean, somewhat predictably, was the Coralligator show in a lot
Yep.
of ways.
Got to see some El Fuego as well.
Got to see the El Fuego come out, which you love to see. But I think Coralligator really clutched up on Lee Chong. Swung a really, really pivotal night market
Yep.
when UNC was down 1-0, and brought them back into that map. And then I think on Dorado, I'm really just thinking about Jiff.
Yeah.
Jiff with the pick.
Jiff
Over
with
and
the picks,
over
Coralligators
and
with
over.
the picks, Phasmatism with the
Phasmatism
picks.
found his own picks.
Yeah, that was
Did a fantastic job just applying pressure with Coralligator. Really big win
Yeah.
for UNC.
big win.
And
And
now,
I also have to say before we talk about that, also special shout out to Psychic. I see you making the main support plays. All right, excellent play and very flexible, playing on the Ana, playing on the Batiste.
yeah,
Great job all around from UNC's players tonight. What were you
Yeah.
gonna say, Mist?
I can't really think of anything that wasn't really strong tonight
Yeah.
for UNC. Really brought their A game here.
All 6 members playing pretty strong.
Yeah, all 6. Everybody got in on the action. What I was going to say is big win, and this puts UNC Overwatch White in the finals of
Yeah.
their playoffs for their division of the Varsity Plus bracket. So big game coming up soon.
2 weeks from now, I believe, right?
Should be 2 weeks, so we can get the exact dates. Might involve a certain new support.
Could, yeah.
Which we'll have to see about. Which I know will make Sam excited.
Yes, maybe we'll get our
seeing
first
some
chance to.
Lifeweaver in esports setting.
Yes, to cast some Lifeweaver.
Yeah.
Well, that was an excellent game. We were happy to bring it to you, despite the 17 minutes of filling time at the beginning or whatever it was.
Shout out to the ones who stuck with us.
Yes, I mean, I think we're entertaining. Hopefully we entertained
Yeah.
you. Hopefully this match was entertaining. If it wasn't, then I don't know what you were watching. But that's going to be all from us here at the desk. That was a fantastic UNCOW White playoff match. We were happy to bring it to you. As always, I'm Master Swood, here with my friend Mist, signing off, GTT, BATH.